Well, welcome. How many we got? 5 tonight. We'll give it a few more minutes and see who we have pop on here. But I didn't know what to come up with this week, so I thought I'd go back to our roots to where we started a whole whopping, I don't know, it'll be 2 years in August. I think it's Connie. It's an area photo club, so it must be Connie. But no, I thought hey, Dennis, wonderful to see you. And Teresa, sorry, Teresa, I knew you were there, but I missed you. No, I thought I'd just do a Q&A tonight. I've had oodles and oodles of things to do today and yesterday, and I thought, you know what? Let's do something easy where I don't have to make any slides. So let's do a Q&A. So that is the thing tonight. So hopefully you have plenty of questions because that will be wonderful. It gives me something to do for a while. So hopefully everybody has had something to go out and photograph lately. I was super excited about the fog this morning, and then it disappeared by the time I got home from Waterloo, and it was all just wet. So is what it is, right? So hopefully tonight, it looks like it might be getting a little foggy when I looked out the back door, but I don't know. So we'll see. So I cannot talk. What has everybody been shooting lately or photographing? Anything in particular? I've not been out for a few seconds, and it's kind of driving me up the wall. I need to get out. Oh, we got 6 on here. So we got Dennis and Connie and Teresa. There must be a few haven't commented. That's okay, but this is going to be a quiet night if nobody sends me any questions. And hopefully they don't come in too fast, because then I will actually notice. Dennis, first question of the night. My camera has a black and white setting. I went out shooting landscape. Should I post-process? I would. To me, because I know you got Nikon, Dennis, and to me, I don't care if it's Nikon or Canon or Sony. I think obviously those setting, I don't want to call it, everybody calls them something different, but let's just call it a preset per se. It's not really what it is, but your camera's black and white mode. I still would, because I feel like they shoot a little flat. The 2 black and whites I just posted about an hour ago for that exhibition in a month or so over in Sioux City got super, super blacks and almost a super white in there. And that's what I like. And I think, I'm not going to say it's a bad thing to shoot. It's a good way if you're trying to visualize in black and white and see what it may look like. I'm a horrible visioner of black and white. I very rarely see the photo right on the spot as black and white. I always see color. I don't know why. I'm just a color guy. And then on occasion I get lucky with black and white. I would say the only camera that really blew my mind, now minus Leica, somebody might pop on and say, well, Leica has the monochrome. I don't have that kind of cash, and I've never touched one. I don't think in my entire life. Well, no, I lied. I almost said I have never touched a digital Leica, but I have twice. But that doesn't really much matter. They do the all black and white or the monochrome version. Those I've heard are just magnificent, like right out of camera. I'll take people's word for that. But in the normal cash zone for majority of the world, the Micro Four Thirds Olympus F, that thing I bought when I worked at Photo Pro. I got a used one in the store and I bought it. That thing blew my mind when it came to black and whites, and I hadn't been using it. So when I upgraded to the D850, I traded it in. I wish I hadn't. That one produced some pretty good black and whites, but I would say it's a good way to use the black and white setting in camera to pre-visualize. If you're only going to shoot in black and white, I think you'd probably have to post-process it. Just so you probably get the tonal range you want, because like I said, I think they shoot kind of flat. So Teresa says, I'm doing black and white and IR for Mark's creative vision class. Any suggestions? I can't talk tonight. Let me think here. Like what kind of suggestions? Like how to shoot black and white, or like, I'm assuming you already have a theme for your creative vision class, or you're working on something that may make a 180 or a 360 kind of thing. I like black and whites to be, hey Peggy, high contrast. I love high contrast black and white. I'm not much of a subjects. Okay, I'm not much of a low contrast kind of lover, but I've got a few low contrast images I recently done and posted aren't bad. Subjects. Do you have a theme, Teresa, for what you're trying to do, or are you still coming up with that? Because I mean, right, first thing that comes to my mind is like abandoned buildings and things like that, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. Might even maybe portraits. Look at Richard Avedon. Trying to think, black and white. Look at Annie Leibovitz and Keith Carter, and they have such a wide body of work that might trigger something there. Okay. Oh, so you don't have a theme yet. Well, that's wonderful. That's good because that's very open-ended then. Boy, I feel like when you're doing I'm going to like yak on projects a little bit. Hey, Paul, because that's pretty what you're doing. It's like a projects class. And of work, obviously, for the end of the year and all that good stuff. And I think when I've researched the death out of projects, and the project thing leads to primarily, I mean, obviously your subject. And I mean, first of all, I would find something you love. So if it's floral and flowers, awesome. And then start taking whatever your theme is and niche it down and keep niching it down until you get a really solid, like, storytelling kind of thing. When I'm thinking, like, if I think people, if you want to do a portrait, I should probably start this project someday. I kind of started it, and then the weather got around and killed it off one time, and then my ADHD brain took over, and I forgot about it. I was going to do a photo project called The Everyday Island. I have 2 photos. They kind of, the way I lit them ended up being like more like Richard Avedon-y look. But I was just going to do a project where it was everyday people, right? Kind of like the People of New York book thing, because people, Chris said he accidentally went to Justin Telford photo. Yeah, Telford is a fake name for privacy for work, so they don't come and find me, but they'll still find me, I guess, or could with this stuff, but it is what it is. So back to Teresa's question. So yeah, I would look at some artists and delve into them and kind of see if there's something you resonate with. But I would say find something you like to photograph. Look at your work and find a theme that I'm always photographing X. And then decide on that kind of look you want in black and white. And I like high contrast. So if I'm thinking high contrast scenes of something, I'm thinking like probably extreme lighting, really dark, hard shadows and some really bright highlights, like one extreme to another. Like the photo I did of it's called Ominous Overture, because I had to name it for the art center, of the cloud over the farm. And I play with contrast because the cloud's really bright. The farm is all white buildings, so I made that pop. And then I dropped the sky really, really dark with the polarizer. And then when I went in and boosted the vibrance, which got even darker blues. And then I went in and slapped a neutral density on it in Color Effects Pro and made it really dark. And then I converted it to black and white. So there's lots of like steps. Hey, Tom, good to see you. So yeah, I would look at, like, you're more than welcome to like give me a chat sometime. I can spend 15-20 minutes on the phone and really help you delve into it if you want. But yeah, boy, I could go all over a subject, and not knowing where you live, and you want to kind of make it easy unless you want to travel. But I would try to find, first of all, find something you love to photograph, because don't just pick a subject if it doesn't resonate with you and like you want to do it, because it's like, that's with me in weddings. Can I do weddings? Yes. Can I do them well? Yeah. Am I spectacular? No. But people are happy with what they get. But I will tell you, if I photograph it and I don't love it, it sits on the computer over here for 2 weeks before I have to drag my ass off the couch to come down here and edit it, because I don't like weddings. Simple as that. And I start to get a crappy attitude. So find a theme, first of all, that you really love, and then kind of decide maybe post-process. That's kind of vague still, but hopefully it helps in some way. Connie said, considering purchasing a 2-foot by 3-foot softbox for still photography, looking for inexpensive, cheap, because it would be limited use. Do you think newer would be acceptable to use with the Nissan Flash? 2 things with that. I've got a couple newer products. God, I can't talk tonight. It's oh, you're welcome, Teresa. It's not bad. I mean, for what you're paying, if you're not using it a lot, if you're using it every day in a studio, then I would go with Photix or like Carson or something, or Profoto or something kind of brand to really. Hey, Doug, I just kind of saw you pop in there. Not much, just doing my thing. I just talked to your boss, Doug. Maybe he'll let you in on the thing. And he's looking at my books and some stuff. But yeah, well, we can always talk about that later. But back to Connie's question with the softbox. So there's two big things with that. One, brand, yes, it does make a difference. On affordability, Neewer isn't bad. I think my big reflector and diffuser that I use is a Neewer. I'm happy with it. I don't use it all the time, but it works. But the quality's still good. Now, when it comes to 2 foot by 3 foot, that's a pretty big softbox. So that's going to give you really nice, beautiful light when you get it up close. So bigger the, softbox, softer the light, closer to the subject, softer the light, kind of thing. But make sure that your flash has enough output, because you're probably going to lose a stop to 2 stops of light diffusion roughly with the diffuser, or the double diffuser if there's a diffuser inside. So in the softbox, there should be a diffusing panel and then another diffusing panel. So you're going to lose a little bit of light there, and then you're going to lose, obviously, light all over the place. But that would be a big concern. What flash do you have, Connie? Is it like kind of like the on-camera flash, like your old speed light? Or is it a Nissan like AD200 or AD600 or something? Because then I wouldn't worry if it was like a big studio light, or if it's just like a slide-on flash. I mean, it will probably do it, but just know that you may not have enough flash output on it. But yeah, Neewer, I don't think so a bad gig. I mean, overall. Now, like I said, I think I actually have a Neewer double battery charger. I don't know how I ended up with it. It was probably from a gift card. I got an Amazon gift card from my old previous employer one time, and I went straight to Amazon and bought photo stuff with it. But hopefully that helps. Any other questions? Come on, somebody's got a question. People can ask multiple questions too. I'm okay with it. I actually like the live Q&As. If not, I'll have to pull something out of my rear end and talk, but I'm good at that for anybody who knows me. But yeah, so if you haven't looked at my last post, I posted, I'll give a shout out to McKenna tonight too, man. They rocked it. Gotta give Paul a call up there. He saved my keister. I had that farm photo of the cloud kind of jacked up in a few ways, and they took care of it and made it printable. Not that it wasn't printable before, but I was being super picky with it because it's going to an actual art center. But man, they are the cheapest for metal prints. I went to 4 or 5 places online. I have a spreadsheet on my computer over here of the cheap, like how much it costs for this size and blah, 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 blah. And they were the cheapest. And actually, they probably print the best too. I had no color cast on them, which was fine, which is probably part of me and definitely them. But I ended up, what was it? I think I calibrated my monitor. I forgot to calibrate my monitor. I never do that. And the density was like way off. When I edited that photo previously, it looked great. And then when I recalibrated, my density went down, and it opened up the shadows and the dark areas more. And I was getting way more detail than I cared in the background. I was getting very distracting for the tree. So, DI700. Yeah, I think you'll be okay, Connie. It might be a smidge. Just make sure. I would start out at full power. Start that puppy out at full power and see what happens. So, not too bad. I think it's one of the upper ones. It's not like an AD200 or anything, but DI700 would be just fine. But yeah, so no, they took care of me. I was super excited. It was the longest drive of my life because they packaged them super well and wrapped in plastic and foam and cardboard, and then they strapped them with these plastic straps, and I couldn't open them up. So that drive from Waterloo was horribly long. And as soon as I got home, I went to the bathroom, ran out, got scissors, and opened up everything. And I left the images upside down, and I closed my eyes, and then I flipped them, and then I stared at it just to see if I get the aha moment. I didn't get the aha like, ooh, I really love that, but they're still good. They'll work for what I need them for. I mean, It's weird how sometimes you print a photo or you see a photo and then you go to print it on and you print it and you're like, yeah, it's not as fun as I had hoped it'd be. Or sometimes I've even printed bigger and then come out to find out I just like it small. So, any questions at all? Oh, come on. Tom's bound to have one. Tom always has something eventually. I know he does. And Doug, come on, Doug. I figured you'd be a smart ass and be like, ask me some weirdo question. But, oh, there's 13 people on here. Man, I didn't look at that number. Who else is on here? I don't know who else is on tonight. Peggy, come on, you got a question. I know you have a question. Everybody's always afraid. There's no dumb questions. I always say that there isn't because we're all here to learn. If anybody ever tells your question's dumb, and well, I just run away from them. Oh, I don't know what to talk about now if nobody's got questions. Maybe everybody's like frantically typing, and since there's a slight delay, I'm not getting them. Let me look at one thing. This might be a bad idea to click. Nope. Okay. I try not to click things in the middle of the live because we all know how that works around here. Should I awkwardly sit here for a moment and see if anybody comes up with anything? I need to work on my lighting, I think. I don't love it anymore. I tried something different and it worked, but still not where I want it. Oh, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, do I shoot IR? I don't. Teresa asked if I shoot infrared. I bought a filter I don't know, I think in 2020 because I had nothing else to do. During when COVID first started, I bought it. I bought the red or whatever the IR filter. It's red. When I put it on, I don't like it because I have to use a tripod all the time, and it's so freaking dark. I have to use a tripod, and I don't like the conversion thing. I almost bought, if I do IR, or it's on my list of things to do someday, I would just spend the money and buy a camera that's been converted to IR, so I don't really have to worry about all that extra Yahoo-ness, but it's on there. I'd like to try it. I wish I could rent an IR camera just for like a week or two. Dennis says, do I consider cityscapes as landscapes? I think they can be. It's still a scape, right? I mean, if you look at it in a literal sense of landscape, right? I mean, if we go back to what everybody says it should be, then no, but why not? I mean, I'm trying to think. I recently saw something somewhere, like it was something they were calling like a call for artists of like nature, but they put landscape / cityscapes, like they were like bundling them in together. Oh, Teresa says I have a camera converted. Yeah, see, that's where I'd want to go. Chris says, okay, I'll ask how much one of your work is 100% a photo with no editing. Oh, how much of my work is 100% a photo, no editing? Basically, a realist photo, nothing. I'm not going to lie to you. It's all edited. Doug says Borrow Lenses has IR converted. There we go. See, that's why we're all here to learn. No, I'm not going to lie to you, Chris. I mean, everything's edited it to some point. Yeah, I don't remember. I've done a photo. It's probably been not like, straight out of camera, like with no other than getting put into Lightroom. I would say 0% of the time. I'm going to go with my gut instinct. Final answer. I have nothing to hide because everything gets edited. There is a subsect of photographers that are like realists in that sense that nothing ever gets edited. You could say people who are shooting film are kind of doing that now, but I don't believe that because they're still scanning them, which is I don't consider editing. But I know a lot of them go into Lightroom and stuff and play around. So, but it's one of those things. Rick says if you have a film camera, get some IR film. I never thought about that. You tried it back in the 70s, make some cool landscape shots. Actually, that's funny because my light is blurry. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 Nikon film cameras sitting over there on the shelf, and they all work. So I never thought about that. I did Cinefilm, I think. I've been trying some ideas where I thought about shooting film again just for giggles and shits and giggles kind of thing, but Oh, Doug says, yeah, the trend at the camera stores, people want them mostly scanned. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. The nags, I would. I don't. My office would make a perfect dark room if I converted it. It's big, but I'm not going to do that. And my stairs isn't big enough. But I did, though. That was a thing. I'm glad Doug brought up the scanning negative thing. I'll talk about my kind of thing about prints, or not, but film. I thought about doing film again, but then I decided, like, how do I want to do it? Do I want to scan negatives, or do I want to make prints? And make prints is awesome, but I don't have a dark room. I definitely don't have a color dark room. And Cinefilm, I think, is the brand, but they make a C41 color at home film process now, and it's super cheap. It's like $30. Does like 12 rolls or something. I could be wrong on that. And I saw it at Christian Camera when I just happened to stop there on a whim when I was in Des Moines a couple of weeks ago. And I thought, ooh, I kind of like that. And then I thought, well, that would be fun. But then I have to get a scanner. And then I'd have to get an expensive scanner because that's how I work. I have one spot right there where I would put the scanner. And then I don't know how long I'd do it for. If I was going to do it, I'd definitely be developing my own. And I wouldn't send it out just because the fact that I was Googling, it was like $12 a roll for places. And I'll shoot film like I shoot digital. I'll have 80 rolls. I almost thought about doing a fun project where I shoot like 20 or 30 rolls and I throw them into a bucket. And then every once in a while I pull one out and send it in to be developed or develop myself and see what happens. Doug says, I sold a younger person a really nice film camera and he sold it back to me 2 months later, said it was boring. Oh, that's okay, Becky. You can always watch the reruns. Well, this is probably not a good rerun to watch. She says she's out to dinner, but that's okay. I can't expect everybody to drop their entire Thursday night and come find me. That's okay. That's funny. It's boring. But see, then my problem is I don't want to shoot 35. I want to shoot at minimum medium format. That's like if I was going to go back to film. And then I wish I would have bought up a bunch of medium film cameras ages ago and just stored them because now the stupid things are expensive again. And see, and I'm snotty. I'm on a Hasselblad because that's what I shot for the longest time. That's what I feel comfortable with. And sucks when you go to college and they have some of that stuff and then you get it in the real world and you can't use it. I'd really like to get in a 4x5. Oh, Doug says I came home from the bar just to watch you. I don't know. The bar probably would have been more interesting. You know what's funny about that, Doug, is I do coffee and clicks. I thought about like doing something with beer and like meeting at a brewery, but I don't know if anybody would show. I don't know any people would show up for that one. I drink, but not very much at all. But that would be fun. See, now my ADHD brain is taking over and it's like, how can I make this happen? That would be fun if I could get a bunch of like, not younger guys, not like I say that women can't come, but that's who I feel like my brain says who would come. Yeah, just like a drink and click, right? I mean, yeah, there you are, drink and click. That'd be great. I'm trying to think of where Big Grove would be cool. There, new. Trent says 4x5 is king, 8x10 king of kings. That's funny because before I read Doug's message and got on a tangent of thinking, I did 4x5 for a very short time, and I would love to do 4x5 again. I was kicking that idea around, but I'll just sigh at that. It's a dream, maybe. I was looking, though, at doing digital negatives from digital work, creating digital negatives in Photoshop, printing them on the Canon Pro 100 as on a transparency, and then using the I think it's Palladium print process where you smear it around on the paper. It's more technical than that. And then you put your negative on top after it dries and use UV light, and then you pretty much develop it. That's the way I thought I could take like digital and make it analog and make it more fine art. I'm still not against doing that. There's a guy that does classes down in Kansas on it, and it's like $1,600. And I'm like, ugh, I really thought about doing that because it would be something different. But the chemicals for that process, I think, were like $200, and it only makes 25 prints. I went with my friend to lunch today, Nose Art Studio. She does pet portraits in Waterloo. But oh, Tom says, I don't know how to express how much your posts and life have helped me get my photo mojo going again. Oh, thank you. See, that's what I like to hear. That's good to hear. I'm glad it was kind of getting you out there. You see, I had to get mine back too. So, well, I'm not going to say it's fully back, but I at least get out and do things and come up with stuff. Oh, yeah, contact printing. Yeah. Trent said contact print. Yeah, so it's pretty much contact printing. So, yeah, it's super cool. I'd love to do it. He has the workshops, and then like I've been digging around at some workshops like Santa Fe workshops and Maine photographic workshops. But I was looking at maybe more photographic workshops, but that are not so much technical related. More like the artsy side of fine art. I think somebody had one like the art of storytelling where you're there for a week and you pick a project and then you do it real quickly for the week, things like that. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do this year, not like overstrain myself as usual. But see what's going on. I don't know. So, but any other questions? I'm trying to think what else I've been. What this brain, it sits between these two ears, ponders a lot of things. If I ever win the lottery, you'll never see me because I will spend every penny of it on every wretched idea I come up with to see which one works to play. I can hear the interwebs typing questions. I just can't know it. I wish it would tell me like my iPhone, like in the context light or the things that I could see, like little blurbs of dots. I should ask Doug what he is shooting. I've seen Doug post some stuff. Well, I'm going to ask that to Tom if he wants to answer. Since you got some of your mojo back and going again, what have you been photographing? I have an idea, but I'm not going to assume. But while I wait for answers, if they choose to answer, if not, that is okay. Trying to think. Well, I know you're. Oh, the A9 II. Well, look, you, Mr. Bigwig, with the A9 II. I should have been more clear. My brain knew what I wanted to say, but my mouth didn't tell you. Photographically, subject-wise, what are people photographing? That's what I should have said. Can we share images? No. That's what kind of stinks because since it's live, I can't like see things. I shouldn't say no. I've never tried it, right? You should never say no to something without trying it. I can overlay the chat, but I don't think it will show. Tom says my focus is on birds in flight. See, there you go. That's like a project within itself. It's something to focus on, and that's what I've been doing. Mine's just like super broad, like just being more artistic with my photos. Oh, Doug posted something. Huh? See, says new comments will display there. Well, it's not even showing anything. I can see it. So, I mean, if you're all on Facebook, I bet you, Dennis, if somebody posts their photo, you'll be able to go back through the chat and see it. Well, it makes sense. I was hoping I could pop it up on screen. See, I thought about doing that one time where we get photos together and throw them on a slideshow thing, but I got to figure out how that would work. I should ask Mr. Dennis what he's photographing. He's always up to something. Dennis should comment his, if he wants to, his Instagram handle. Oh, Paul said, were you still thinking about a Minnesota workshop? You know, I've not talked to my other half on that was planning on doing that with me. He has not reached out. So, yeah, he hasn't reached out. I don't know. We were planning it for October was the plan. I'll have to reach out to him, Paul, and see. I thought we were going to meet back up sometime closer to spring, and I was going to drive to Minnesota for a couple days and see, like, locations. But I will keep you in the loop on that one, too. I'll have to reach out to him. I haven't seen his Facebook stuff in a while, too. That's just Facebook being Facebook. But, what else? I've got some things. While I wait for another question, I have a list of things over here I was going to talk about at the end, but I can pop them out. Oh, so next week I won't do a show, by the way, because I'm going to drive my images to the art center because I don't trust UPS, FedEx, Postal Service will probably lose them for all of eternity. And then they'll be thrown in that bin where it gets sent to auction and somebody's going to get really nice metal prints when they buy a bundle of free mail. So I'm going to get my mom. I'll just stay home for the 2 days, which will kind of suck because I'll go over Thursday and then come back Friday. But it is what it is when you live 4 hours away. What else? Oh, Saturday. Saturday morning, I have openings still. I have 3 people signed up. I'm doing the ICM photo class. So if you're interested in learning about intentional camera movement, I'm going to have a 2-hour class Central Time from 10 a.m. to noon. And we'll go over that. Oh, I'll get you. Oh, and Peggy just had a question. So yeah, so I'll talk about the other thing here in a minute. But ICM though is this Saturday. It's $45 normally, but I think I never took my sale down from Christmas, so go snag it while you can if you want to. I know Peggy's there. I can't wait to see Peggy. It'll be via Zoom too. Via Zoom, I should say. Peggy says, if I switch to Lightroom and Photoshop, do I need anything else along with that? Considering taking the plunge, no. I would get the photography or the photo package and take. I shouldn't tell you no because I don't really know what you need, but based off what I know of you, Peggy, I don't think you would need InDesign or After Effects or any of that crap or video or Premiere Pro and that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, you may never use Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop more and more. I'm waiting for Trent's comment about Photoshop. It's coming, I know it. But I'm using Photoshop a lot more. Tandem with I have both of them downloaded, but now I would just do Lightroom and Photoshop, and because it goes from like $10 a month to like 60 or 50 a month for a bunch of extra stuff, and 90% of the time I don't think everybody needs all of it. But I think with the new Adobe subscriptions, I always say new like it started yesterday, it's ages old now. I think you can add on like a la carte just certain softwares, but I would take the plunge. I think you would like Lightroom. What's the Lightroom thing I'm talking about? Oh, that I think it's the I think of Trent is just that you get Lightroom and Photoshop, or the Creative Cloud. What? Yes, Trent, I did start in Photoshop. So, oh, Bridge. I know a lot of people use Bridge. A lot of people use Bridge. I used Bridge long ago, and I don't know why I stopped using it. And then one day I stopped using it, and I downloaded it, I don't know, last year. I think it's, yeah, Bridge, a very valuable tool. I stopped using it, and then I downloaded it and started using it again, and then I stopped, and then I'm a creature of habit. When I get into something and I just stick with it, I have to, or it hurts my brain then. Doug says I don't like Bridge anymore, I guess. Trent says it's open every day on my desktop. Yeah, if you're doing a lot of stuff, Bridge is really nice. I bet you it's still on my Mac over here, and I just probably got rid of the icon for it, but it's still loaded. Doug says, I guess I don't know how to utilize it. I think that's probably where my problem came, was I used it long ago, and then maybe I'm assuming I don't know how to run it anymore, and I get frustrated very easily. So if I fart around with something and it pisses me off, I just give up on it unless I have to learn it, and I don't have to learn Bridge, so therefore I took care of the issue on its own. Excuse me. I was like, I thought I had a cold there for a second. Everybody at work is sick as dogs and fevers and hacking and ugh. But knock on wood, I've been good. Anybody got any other questions? That was a good one. I like that. I just like talking if people haven't figured that out. Well, I'm really happy with the numbers. We got 17 tonight. I think last week we had 17-ish. So that was good. The file thumbnail that's not viewable when using Windows Explorer. Yep. I had to help a pretty long-term client I've had for probably for 5 years now. She does on and off mentoring with me, and I had to use her Windows computer today, or her Windows. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't figure anything out because it was all updated to like super new stuff. But she has a nice brand new Mac over in the corner. So she's going to start using that. So that's going to make me a lot happier. So I had her Lightroom all set up on that last year, and she just didn't use it. And things came up on her end and my end. We can never connect to go through it. But we did today, and we will in the future. So I probably got all my mentoring still on sale too. If you want to go grab something like that, I might as well leave it up there. I'm too lazy to take it down. It's not top priority. So I guess until someday I figure out it's really just logging into my website and shutting off a button, but that seems like too much work right now. I'm trying to be more free and not so tied down with things. So it will help when it works. Trent says it's really powerful for what I do. Yes. Yeah. I totally agree with Trent on that one for what you're doing. You got a lot of images and a lot of stuff. If I probably did a lot more of that, I probably would. I know some people used to like Photo Mechanic or something. Oh, are you kidding me? My camera is about to go dead. Well, this is no. So I just saw I hang up all day. Well, we'll I guess get where we go. So I got a good 40 minutes in almost. Any other last minute questions since we're playing Russian roulette with the camera? That makes me mad. I don't like this. I like my Nikon Z30, but I need to get me a power adapter. But I kind of begrudgingly don't want to give Nikon any more money, because instead of just letting me use the same cable I have and plugging it into a new box, they sell me everything new. You have a good night, Trent. So this was fun. I should these one, but yeah. So we'll wrap it up since I don't know when my camera's going dead. But ICM class on Saturday. You want to sign up. It's on my website, tedfordphoto.com. Oh, and the other thing too is if you sign up for it and you can't make it, I'm sending out the recording from Zoom. So I know I got one person doing that. Oh, if somebody wants something fun, Peggy ordered one or two, I think. I got bored at the end of November and December, and I made some t-shirts. So they're for sale on my website. Oh, Andy says, how am I getting your book? You just got to go to my website, tedfordphoto.com, and click it, and I'll get a thing and you pay for it, and I'll put it in the mail. So, and I'll sign it for you too, like everybody. So yeah, so I got some t-shirts out there. I think I got a coffee mug. I got one that's like Creative Freak t-shirt and some litany of things. It's kind of fun. So I tried to keep them reasonably priced considering what they're charging me. So, but yeah, just go take a look at them. They're a lot of fun. But no, well, I will guess. I was going to ask you, Peggy, I was hoping the quality was good. I've always had great, I've never done it. You have a great night, and yeah, I'll just wrap it up here. So again, as always, thank you guys for showing up. And next large camera. So go look at t-shirts, go sign up for class, and no show next week because I'm on the road delivering prints. So hopefully everybody has a, and I need to finish up a few things, but I actually want to go out and take photos of something, but I should probably do what I need to get done first. So you guys all have a wonderful night, and I will sign off. And if you do have any questions, you can always ask them on another live. You are welcome.